Data brokers can generally be categorized into one of four types: marketing and advertising, financial information, people search, and health information. Marketing and advertising brokers. Targeted advertising, personalized marketing, suspiciously relevant Google ads or other ads for products you clicked on before. These all happen because of marketing and advertising brokers and the use of online tracking. Financial information brokers. Have you ever been denied for a loan or a credit card? Or been offered strangely high interest rates from a mortgage company? Financial info brokers, also called fraud detection or risk mitigation brokers, trade in personal financial information like your credit score and perceived financial riskiness. They also sometimes help prevent fraud by verifying real identities. People search. Feeling curious about your upcoming Tinder date? Need to verify if the long-lost relative on social media really is who they say they are? People search brokers and white page sites offer up specialized data reports on individual people, and you're surely on their lists too. Personal health information brokers. How would you feel if your insurance rates suddenly went up? Health information brokers compile your perceived health issues based on what you search for online, such as symptoms, therapies, etc., with your offline purchases such as the prescription and the over-the-counter drugs you purchase using a pharmacy's loyal card to build a profile about you. Insurance companies can purchase these data sets and use them to raise your rates or even refuse to insure you. When you consider that the data might not even be valid, you could be searching for your husband's symptoms or buying meds for your grandmother. Health information brokerage may be one of the most unfair brokerage practices around. There are thousands of data brokers out there. Let's take a look at some of the largest data broker companies currently operating. Equifax, Experian, and TransUnion. These are the three largest credit bureaus or consumer reporting agencies. They collect information about your credit history and credit score, then provide that to creditors and lenders who want to assess your trustworthiness. The credit bureaus get their information from credit card companies, loan histories, debt collection agencies, and other sources. While it's understandable that a bank would want to assess your credit worthiness before giving you a loan, data breaches happen from these agencies can leave your personal data information exposed. In 2017, Equifax suffered a massive breach that exposed the private information of 143 million Americans. The leaked data included credit card numbers, security card numbers, birth dates, physical addresses, driver's license numbers, and more. With that type of info, criminals can open new bank accounts or lines of credit in someone else's name. The breach itself was bad enough, but Equifax waited 6 weeks to come clean about the breach, giving cybercriminals a huge head start. Experian, which collects data on more than 1 billion people and businesses, was breached in 2020. The Experian breach exposed the personal data of 24 million South Africans and 800,000 businesses. An earlier Experian breach in 2015 leaked the sensitive data of 15 million Americans. The TransUnion breach in 2019 was less massive but still significant, exposing the personal data of 37,000 Canadians. Axiom LLC, one of the biggest data selling companies, Axiom, enables people-based marketing everywhere. Axiom has been collecting data on hundreds of millions of people since 1969. That's right, data brokerage predates the internet. Axiom collects most of their data from public records, consumer surveys, magazine subscriber lists, summary reports about retail purchases, and online tracking. What does that look like in practice? 23,000 servers constantly collecting, collating, and analyzing more than 50 trillion unique data transactions every year. Axiom has profiles on 700 million consumers, including 96% of American households, with up to 1,500 specific traits on each individual. These traits can be as granular as your weight, your handedness, and the breed of your cat. And Axiom sells this info to credit card issuers, banks, telecom companies, and insurers. CoreLogic. CoreLogic relies on data collection, including property mortgage, and financial data to operate its business. They provide property analytics, retail screening, mortgage fraud management, location intelligence, and offer various data-informed tech products. Critics of CoreLogic point out that they used automated tactics such as their screens to determine who can rent or buy a home that remove the human element from personal decisions. Erroneous CoreLogic data can't prevent people from securing housing, as it did in the case of a recovering coma sufferer trying to rent a more disably friendly place. PQ is a people search site that lets you find and contact anyone online. PQ helps 6 million monthly visitors track people down, from old friends to long-lost classmates. While that may seem like a reasonable proposition, they take it several steps further. PQ practices information scraping, which involves combining the web to collect all kinds of tiny scraps of info about people, including info from job sites, social media, online forums, and message boards. PQ has even applied for a patent for their special technique of matching people's real names to pseudonyms they use on blogs, Twitter, and online forums. That's in addition to the more straightforward info that they offer, like your full name, most recent address history, phone number, date of birth, and known relatives. Selling that level of detail on individuals is certainly concerning because it could easily be misused for doxing, identity theft, cyberbullying, or even real-world harassment or stalking. Datalogix, owned by Oracle, primarily deals in tracking behavioral patterns to increase sales. The broker collects data from consumers' online and offline purchases, among other places. Datalogix enjoyed a comfortable 6-year relationship with Facebook, during which it helped track which users bought products based on Facebook ads. Facebook eventually ended the partnership due to increased scrutiny over third-party data mishandling. But that hasn't stopped Datalogix from developing other questionable relationships across the data brokerage industry, including partnerships with Axiom, Experian, and other major players. We have reached the end of part 2, guys. Stay tuned for our next and final part in this series, which is coming very soon.